What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you up to date on what is happening in the crypto space. And what is going on? We have Jerome Powell facing potential criminal indictment over an alleged misleading Congress on Fed renovation. So basically, it's hey, you better reduce rate cuts because they have not been doing that. Otherwise, we're going to probe an investigation. And that was, this first tweet I saw. I can't wait till an article comes on to really see what goes on, but I will let you know what happened. But what is going on with Bitcoin today? We are at 92,000, and there was like two bounces going on. Can I refresh this page? Because I saw it go to 92, then it went down to, oh wait, this is the day chart. Let's look at Bitcoin, coin market cap. Sometimes this is easier to see. But let's go for the 24-hour chart. Yeah, we've had two peaks today going on the news. We were just holding 90,000 all week, and then we had a spike up this morning, probably because of that Fed investigation news going on. And then there was a dip, and then now we're back up. So Bitcoin's just bouncing right now. And there's a lot of stuff going on this week. We have, again, this is the first news, the Jerome Powell one. That's bullish news because if he does follow suit, reduces rates, money printer goes burr, and then we got more... then Bitcoin's value goes up. Because the dollar value goes down, Bitcoin's goes up. As always, that's how Bitcoin works. And then let's see what else is going on this week. We have, I think, a vote, or they're talking about, is it turning over the Trump tariffs? And then that's going to be, is there going to be a rebuild or repay plan going on? So if they had to do that, there's more money printing, so bullshit for Bitcoin. And then we have the market structure act to be voted on this Thursday for one more vote, and then eventually head on to Trump's desk to make an actual bill. But let's go over some more Twitter news. What else is happening over here? Well, Strategy just acquired 13,627 Bitcoin for $1.25 billion. Now his company holds 687,410. So again, we know Strategy is always buying, and I don't know, maybe is this a strategic buy because of the news about to come out, get it a little bit lower before Bitcoin spikes back up above 100, because it will go back there. But so he's bullish, he's buying more. And then we have the Strategy CEO Fong Li saying that they have 72 years of Bitcoin reserves to last until 2100. So literally they have reserves to last until pretty much the final Bitcoin gets mined, because I think we have that planned out to be like the year 2142 when the final Bitcoin does get announced. And then let's see, they said we're creating a bulletproof balance sheet for the next 65 to 100 years. So hopefully everyone picks up the strategy and starts buying Bitcoin and putting it in their own reserve. Now, what else is happening in the space? If you didn't know, yesterday was the anniversary of the first Bitcoin transaction that happened. That's right. On January 11th, 2009, the first Bitcoin transaction was sent to Hal Finney, an early user from Satoshi Nakamoto, the original inventor, officially creating a peer-to-peer network. And here's basically how it works for just transferring crypto and money. Satoshi Nakamoto, he had the Bitcoin in his wallet, and he sent it to Hal Finney's computer in his wallet. There's no double spending. So that's literally that's the beauty of Bitcoin. It says peer-to-peer. The network handled the transaction versus, let me tell my bank I want to move money to my friend, and they go through their network to the other person's bank and then filing to their account with a lot of fees. So Bitcoin definitely solved that. But yes, happy anniversary Bitcoin transaction day. So woo. And let's see, what else do we have in the Twitter news before we actually get into some articles? Let's see, new $900 billion Standard Charter is preparing a crypto prime brokerage purse per BBG. So institutions are still getting involved in adopting. So I'm still bullish for the year of Bitcoin. I don't think we're in a bear run, but the news I'm going to be covering may seem like we're still in bear market territory. And then lastly, on Twitter, we have Russians asking if they can get their pensions paid with crypto. So in 2025, Russia's social fund handled around 37 million calls on pensions and benefits. Some callers are now asking whether state pensions could be paid in crypto. So even Russian citizens want to be getting paid in Bitcoin. So everybody's jumping on the crypto bandwagon. It's no longer a risky asset. It's here to stay. And now we're in the fun adoption phase. And then so speaking of adoption, let's dive into some news articles for you. What is going on around the world adoption-wise? Well, let's start off in South Korea. Looks like they're opening up to corporate crypto investments, but just sets a 5% cap on it. So let's hear about this. So South Korea is reportedly planning to allow corporations to invest in crypto, a move that would see the overturn of a 9-year-old ban. Now, South Korea sets crypto corporate investing limit at just 5%. South Korea's Financial Service Commission has drafted guidelines to allow listed companies and professional investors to trade crypto, according to a report from South Korean media outlet Business Korea. Now, the FSC shared the draft with a public-private task force on January 6th, and according to a high-ranking financial industry official, authorities are expected to release the final guidelines between January and February. Now, since 2017, corporate and institutional players in South Korea have been under an effective prohibition from trading and investing in digital assets like Bitcoin, with the government citing speculation that of money laundering risks. And the country's stance began to shift in February of 2025 last year, when the FSC announced a plan to gradually allow institutional participation in the space. Now, the latest guidelines are to follow up to this announcement. Now, South Korea is easing up on corporate crypto investments and hasn't come with restrictions yet. However, the authorities have reportedly set an investment cap of just 5% of equity capital, which companies can only deploy into coins inside the top 20 by market cap listing. Now, these assets will be determined based on the semi-annual market cap data source from the top 5 domestic digital asset exchanges. Now, stable coins tied to the US dollar like USDT and USDC currently fall inside of the top 20 list, but whether they will be included as permitted investment targets is still to be disclosed or discussed. Now, while South Korea is planning on a 5% investment cap, other countries like the US or Japan have no such limits on corporate investing. One financial industry insider has raised concerns about the restriction, saying that investment limit restrictions not found overseas could weaken capital inflow factors and prevent the emergence of virtual currency investment specialist companies. Now, South Korea has also made other deployments related to the crypto industry recently. The East Asian nation is planning to introduce digital asset spot exchange traded funds this year, now looking to investment vehicles active in the US and Hong Kong as just reference points. Now, the FSC is also working on the next phase of its digital asset legislation, which could see the establishment of a regulatory framework for stablecoins, as reported by the Bitcoinist. Now, the bill has so far been delayed due to a dispute between the FSC and the Bank of Korea. Now, the Bank of Korea, South Korea's central bank, has been pushing for banks to own at least a 51% stake in a stablecoin issuer, seeking approval in the country. Now, while the FSC agrees that the financial institutions should be involved in the issuance of won stablecoins, the regulator has raised concerns that a bank majority requirement could limit market participation and innovation with it. Now, at the time of this writing, Bitcoin was trading around 90,000, which is down 2.5%, but I think we gained that back because we were literally back at the 200,000 or 92,000 level. So, yeah, so when that time was writing, the article, Bitcoin was staying at 90,000. And I wish it did dip a little bit more. But that is what's going on in South Korea. So, yeah, so a 9-year ban to finally be overturned and to allow other companies to invest in crypto, meaning Bitcoin. And yeah, so that's bullish adoption usually there. Again, they just need little rules out there, kind of what we're seeing here in the States. It's like it's a slow process, step by step, but like we've heard many times from either Kevin O'Leary or Michael Saylor, just whoever it was, like businesses are ready to deploy and get involved with crypto, accept it for payments, but they want to follow the rules. They want regulation, I guess, but they want to follow the rules because beforehand there were no rules. If you did it, you get in trouble. So there's a lot of businesses out there waiting, and we just keep getting more investment news about, or more adoption news about just like what these countries are changing, whether it be the US, South Korea, Russia, Europe, wherever. Like people are ready. So this is a bullish news article. I love to see it. So let's see how this plays out, Korea. Now let's move on. What else is happening? Let's talk about India. Looks like they are tightening KYC requirements for crypto users onboarding process. So it might be a little bit difficult in this country. So let's hear about it. Tax and other regulatory agencies in India claim that cryptocurrencies and permissionless blockchain tech undermine tax collection. So how are they going to solve this? Now, India's Financial Intelligence Unit, a regulatory agency that sets anti-money laundering and know your customer regulations, issued new guidelines tightening the rules for onboarding users to crypto platforms out there. So whether it's Coinbase, Binance, KuCoin, looks like they're tightening up those KYC rules. Now, the new rules force regulated crypto exchanges to verify users through live selfie pictures and geographic location verification, according to the Times of India. Now, the live selfie pictures are verified with software that tracks users' eye and head movement to prevent AI deepfakes from being used to bypass the Know Your Customer KYC verification. Okay, so they're usually doing the thing then where it's like there's a person in front of you, a little image, you gotta go up, left, right, maybe count 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess they didn't have that KYC part in India. So I guess it's tightening to get a little bit more sophisticated. But again, this helps solve at least AI deepfakes out there. But exchanges will also be required to collect the geolocation and IP addresses at the time of the account's creation, along with the timestamp of when the account was created. So I believe that is new then. It's the geolocation part. So yeah, because I don't recall ever seeing that. Sorry, App Surrey. Nope, let's get rid of that. But yeah, so the geolocation part is new, and also keeping track of your IP address. So, so that is very tightening, but hence why I'd rather just keep a crypto wallet. And I'm already signed up for exchanges, so it's good to have your accounts already before a lot of these changes take effect. But the exchanges must verify user bank accounts by sending a small transaction to the account to satisfy the anti-money laundering requirements. Okay, so now these people have to also send the bank an account, little tiny microtransactions to verify that's you. Sketchy. But users will now be required to submit additional government-issued photo identification to exchanges and verify their email and mobile numbers to create an account with a registered crypto exchange. Now, the new rules reflect a regulatory stance toward cryptocurrencies and digital assets in India, which has one of the largest total addressable markets in the world. India's population is of over 1.4 billion people coming on chain, and this could bring a fresh wave of investments into crypto. Now, India's tax regulator claims that crypto is a tool of tax evasion, which, again, a lot of people on the left, well, not the left, but the anti-crypto people, they always just trying to find something negative about crypto or Bitcoin. It's like, it's for anti-money laundering. They're evading taxes. We should punish them. So that's what these guys are saying. So officials with India's income tax department met with the parliamentary lawmakers on Wednesday and argued that cryptocurrencies and decentralized finance platforms undermine tax enforcement. Now, the ITD official said that the decentralized crypto exchanges, anonymous wallets, and crypto cross-border functionality make it difficult to tax. Now, tax regulations, which change by jurisdiction, also complicate the ability to tax crypto efficiently, said the ITT officials. Now, here is a tweet from Param. Sad to say, but India is still not a hub for crypto, even though there's a lot of articles saying they are. They have a 30% tax plus a 1% TDS on every transaction in Web3. It just kills innovation before it even starts. And he said, I'm a Web3 developer. I earned $1,000 from a client overseas. Guess what? $300 goes to tax and another 1% deducted. Friends doing peer-to-peer are getting their bank accounts frozen. This isn't how you support the future of blockchain. India has a talent. We just need better policies. And I really agree with that. Yeah, India has always been not so great with the crypto rules out there. Like, they claim to be a hub, but the rules just that they imply are stifling innovation there. But under India's Income Tax Act, gains from the cryptocurrency sales are taxed at 30%, with users allowed to deduct only the cost basis against their gains. Now, crypto traders in India cannot harvest tax losses, meaning they cannot use losses from other crypto sales to offset the gains incurred in the different transactions. So India's got a lot of work to do to play, because, yeah, there's a lot of people there, a lot of potential energy to flow into the blockchain space. But when they have really tight rules like this, it stifles that innovation. And again, those people will look elsewhere. So maybe they're moved or maybe they're just stuck. But India, you got to do better. Now let's continue on. Like, we got still some kind of like continuing with that article, we have some like FUD news in a way. It's not really fear, uncertainty, or doubt. It's just the news we're getting. But it looks like crypto YouTube views sank to the lowest level since early 2021, and it's not just X. And I agree. My YouTube views are pretty low compared to my channel views on BitChute, Rumble, Twitter. It's like I have other platforms that I stream on. I just mainly pay attention to YouTube. But it's true. It's like the YouTube views have gone down. So that is kind of a sign when we have like a low decline of like just crypto content, people searching it up, to kind of shows signs of bear market content. So let's go through this news to hear how low we actually are. So crypto content viewership on YouTube has plunged over the past 3 months, signaling bear market conditions as retail interest in crypto continues to decline. So viewership of crypto content on YouTube has declined to its lowest level since January 2021, following a sharp retreat over the past 3 months. Now on Sunday, the ITC crypto founder Benjamin Cohen shared a 30-day moving average of views across various crypto YouTube channels, highlighting the drop. So it's not just X and an algorithmic change, he said, regarding a similar fall in engagement across crypto channels on microblogging platform X. It has collapsed across all platforms and has had a noticeable local decline since just October, commented the crypto YouTuber Tom Crown. He said, in reality, it's been a bear market since 2021, having never reached even near those highs. So this is literally bear market levels of social interest, said Bitcoin investor Polaris XBT. And the trend also reinforces the premise that institutions have been driving markets this cycle, with retail just taking the back seat. So yeah, if you're wondering why the price of crypto is still where it's at, it's because of the institutions out there and just all the adoption going on. But yeah, the retail side is definitely just taking the backseat, as we can see from this chart and the numbers. So, but again, 2021, yeah, nothing has compared to that. But yeah, it's been holding these viewpoints since then. But retail is exhausted by pump and dump schemes, and I totally agree. YouTube content creator Jesus Martinez echoed this sentiment, saying that he grew his channel from the start of 2022, adding that I've experienced some intense peaks, but nothing ever came close to the few videos I created in the peak of 2021. Now, TikTok content creator Cloud9 Markets said it could also be due to all the scams and pump and dump schemes for Ponzi altcoins. Retail is just tired of getting wrecked, they added. Now, they've likely pivoted into precious metals / macro, and people want returns, not just stories of when returns could come next. And that was observed by Cointelegraph's head of social media, Mark Sean Brown. Now, 2025 was hard. There was a negative 7% return for BTC and Palladium. Rhodium, cobalt, silver, and gold, they all outperformed Bitcoin, he said. Now, the social sentiment is stabilizing, so it's not all bad news. However, social sentiment toward Bitcoin is clearly getting more and more positive. Not that the bleeding has at least shown mild signs of reversing, said on-chain analytics platform Sandman on Friday. But it added that the $90,000 level is going to be crucial for retailers to stay positive. Meanwhile, social sentiment toward Ethereum appears to be scattered and not showing any consistent trends of now, it added. So again, that's true. Like this $90,000 price level we have with Bitcoin, it's got to hold it to keep retail interest. If it keeps going down, prepare for all the fun news articles and posts on Twitter, X, Facebook. It's like Bitcoin and crypto's dead again, and then we just gotta wait till the next cycle plays in. But I don't think that's going to happen because cycles are different. So we just got to see what the new trend is for this. But let's continue on. We're talking about YouTube. Now, what changes are happening over on X right now? So X, formerly known as Twitter, is to roll out smart cash tags for crypto stocks next month. So what is this? Smart cash tags aim to enable users to track real-time price movements of crypto tokens and stocks, building on X's long-term vision to become an everything app. Now, Elon Musk's social media platform is building a smart cash tags feature for release on next month. So, next month, giving users access to real-time price movements of cryptocurrencies and stocks. Now, one of the concept screenshots has also teased a potential in-app trading feature. In a post to X on Sunday, head of product Nikita Beer said users would be able to access smart contract information linked to crypto tokens, while all assets would have mentions showing recent discussions about the asset and news related to the companies and teams behind it. Now, X is the best source for financial news, and hundreds of billions of dollars are deployed based on things based off people and what they read and hear, Beer said, adding that X is aiming to collect feedback before publicly releasing the feature in February. Now, incorporating finance into X has been part of Elon Musk's vision to turn the social media platform into an everything app since his acquisition of it back in October of 2022. And wow, has it really been since 4 years now? Or technically 3 years since Elon Musk purchased Twitter? That's crazy. Time just keeps flying by so fast. But X's second attempt at a cash tag feature, X introduced a cash tag feature in December 2022 that allowed for the price charts of Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as top stocks and exchange-traded funds. However, that feature was later removed. Now, those charts were sourced from TradingView and included a view on Robinhood link, and the planned smart cash tags appear to add more functionality with one concept photo showing buy and sell buttons. However, there is no information on how this feature would work or when it will roll out. Meanwhile, X has secured money transmitter licenses in at least 25 US states, but it isn't clear on how close the social media platform is to actually enabling the payments, including crypto-based payments. Now, Cointelegraph reached out to X for comment, but did not receive a immediate response. Now, there are rumors out there that X is silencing crypto content. So it comes about a day after the crypto community accused the social media platform of suppressing legitimate crypto content while allowing a flood of spam to dominate the feeds. Beer responded to the backlash and in a now deleted X post, calling the criticism a myth. Musk said that his team plans to make X's recommendations algorithm open source within the next week. So yeah, that's awesome that we're getting it, making the thing transparent. Or yeah, the algorithm open source. So now for all these rumors saying no, they're silencing the content. Now we're just going to see. It's like, well, let's just go straight to the source. Are they silencing it, or what is a person's actual algorithmic feed? It's like no, they're not getting views on crypto because they're not clicking or viewing at any of this stuff. So we're going to push over what they want to see, even if it is a scam. But that's going to be cool that they're rolling out that. And yeah, let's see how the smart hashtag works. I do love Twitter and X, and it'd be nice to get some live feedback on cryptos and stocks out there, because I like viewing Tesla stocks, seeing how it does, because that's what my buddy's into, and he keeps trading back and forth. So that's a pretty cool feature. Smart hashtags. Nice. Now let's move on to our next article. What do we have for you? It is a masked gunman ties up a woman in France to steal a crypto USB drive. So yeah, so again, there's really no protecting against that unless you have your own weapon out there. But I guess what this article uncover or disclose is about like someone kept all their like probably seed phrase and private keys on this encrypted USB device, and now hopefully the guy was able to get his money out before the scammer took it. But let's find out what happened in this news article. So France is becoming a European hotspot for crypto wrench attacks lately, with over 14 crypto-related attacks documented last year alone. Now, 3 masked men broke into a home in Manosque, France on Monday evening, tying up a woman at gunpoint and stealing a USB drive containing her partner's crypto data. Ooh, her partner's crypto data. That's awful. Now, the incident occurred at a residence on Chemin Champs des Pruniers in Alpes de Haute Province, according to the French outlet Le Parisien. Now, the assailants threatened the victim with a handgun and slapped her before taking the USB drive and fleeing. Now, the victim, who is reportedly unharmed, managed to free herself within minutes and contacted the police. An investigation has been opened and entrusted to the local criminal investigation department and the regional directorate of the National Police. Now, last year, Jameson Locke, the CTO of the security firm Casa, documented over 70 crypto-related wrench attacks globally in his publicly available database. Now, with France emerging as a European hotspot for violent crypto-related crime, with more than 14 such incidents reported, it's like, what's going on in France? Why is this the most common place for wrench attacks right now? But France's combination of relatively high baseline level of criminal activity, visible concentrations of crypto wealth among founders, traders, and public figures, and growing local expertise in digital assets create fertile conditions for more opportunistic and organized crypto-related crime, said the cyber crimes consultant David Sayon-Bach. Now, Bach said it is reasonable to expect some established criminal networks in France to increasingly fold crypto into crimes when it offers better margins, faster cross-border transfers, or even lower perceived traceability than cash or traditional banking channels. Now, global liquidity markets that never close and the ability to move large amounts of money across borders almost instantly make crypto an attractive target for criminals, he added. Now, the case comes amid revelations that French tax officials was indicted last June for abusing access to state tax database to identify potential targets, including cryptocurrency investors, and pass their personal information to criminal actors. Now, according to several separate reports by Le Parisien, the official used internal tax software to search for addresses, income details, and family information unrelated to her duties, in at least one instance preceding a violent home invasion. Now, judges said that the searches could not be justified by her role, which focused on corporate taxation. So, why was she even looking at those people? So, was she the guinea pig where that data access got scammed and then people found the people who actually had crypto and then went there? But yeah, so this took place in France. So if you're planning on going to France for a nice little romantic getaway, don't take all your crypto with you. Take only a little bit so you don't get it, just to be safe. Just because, again, like there's really nothing else you can do. This is just like a normal, typical robbery. Someone holds you up by gunpoint, knife, wrench attack. They ask for your money, but now instead of money, they ask for your crypto. No, send me your crypto right now. As they pull up their QR code. So again, only thing you can do to keep us safe on this: carry some pepper spray, carry a weapon on you, take some self-defense classes, so that way you can make that person, whoever tries to attack you, regrets that they ever did that. So yeah, pick up a martial arts class, and this can help you stay safe. But again, yeah, if you're planning on going to France, just be aware, wrench attacks are the number one attack or scam and attack going on right now out there, and I don't see any signs of this slowing down. So we may get more this year of more attacks and crypto thefts going on. But speaking of crypto thefts and scams out there, looks like Louisiana's Bitcoin ATM protection just helped recover $200,000 of cash to their victims. So that's awesome. I wonder how they did it. Well, let's find out in this article right here. Because usually when you use a crypto ATM, it's done. The Bitcoin's been sent and there's no getting it back. But a recently ratified law in the state of Louisiana has helped seniors recover $200,000 following a Bitcoin ATM-related scam operation. This development represents a fine example of government protecting user interest even while encouraging digital asset adoption. Now, Louisiana law presents major hurdles for crypto scammers, according to a report by local media 7K PLC. A group of scammers recently targeted senior citizens in Louisiana and Texas in a sophisticated scheme resulting in at least 4 known victims. It was gathered that the scammers usually deceived the unsuspecting seniors into believing their bank accounts had been compromised and falsely implicating them into child pornography charges. So yeah, major threats going. So they deceive these senior citizens and thinking they had a problem with their bank, there's child pornography that they're going to use against them. So it's just like scammers would do anything they can to try to get you to get in the state of mind of just being fearful and having to act fast. And that's what you don't do in crypto. You want to stay calm, analyze the situation, and then react calmly, intellectually, just wisely, because you don't want to rush anything in crypto, because that's where people make mistakes. They rush a transaction, send to a wrong address, or not verifying links. So again, like when anything is ever happening, if someone's claiming like your bank account's frozen, your crypto is at risk, and you need to do a 2FA thing, just take a step back, relax, because most likely it's a scam out there, and all you gotta do is just delete that message. But let's continue on. So therefore, after these bad actors would proceed to threaten the elderly citizens with arrest unless they were obliged to pay lump sums of money, eventually victims were guided to Bitcoin ATMs, which allow users to swap cash for cryptocurrency to process these fraudulent transactions to anonymously owned wallets. Now, according to the data from the Bitcoin ATM map, there are 288 resident Bitcoin ATM tellers in Louisiana, representing the southeastern state's friendliness towards the crypto industry. However, a recently passed legislation in Louisiana introduced several measures to combat crypto scams. These include mandatory signage on all Bitcoin ATMs, which states that no government-affiliated person or entity would ever demand cash deposits into these machines. Furthermore, the machine also programs to display warning messages to users during transactions, in particularly users that are advised to stay alert to scams, especially when provided with a QR code or a wallet ID by someone else. Now, in addition, the new regulations include a $3,000 daily limit on deposits and a 72-hour waiting period for all transactions to potentially detect all malicious fund transfers and scams. According to the KPLC, the new regulations allowed authorities to recover $200,000 for 4 targeted senior citizens. Other victims of the scam are admonished to reach out to the AARP Louisiana branch, which is a large nonprofit, nonpartisan U.S. organization focused on supporting and advocating for people 50 years and older and their families. Now, Bitcoin ATM scam, the next menace. While Louisiana has recently formulated laws to tackle scams involving the Bitcoin ATMs, the Bitcoin has reported that the Missouri Attorney General, Catherine Hanaway, had recently started an investigation into companies operating these machines, citing concerns around deceptive fee structure and fraudulent use of bad actors. Now, as seen in Louisiana, Hanaway claimed to have received reports of a new scam operations involving the key use of Bitcoin ATMs, thus resulting in the statewide probe. Notably, companies under the AG's investigation include GDP Holdings, Rocket Coin, Bitcoin Depot, Athena Bitcoin, and Byte Federal. And we got a Byte Federal machine here in our club, but I have heard of a lot of scams of people getting directed to Athena Bitcoin. And again, like, I try my best to chew. Like, the machines can do only so much. Like with the pop-up ads, they do have their phone call too to clarify. But again, sometimes with scammers, like lead a person to the crypto ATM, they already got them on the hook. The victim believes that they are their friend. They're trying to help them, or who knows, it's their fake husband or wife / girlfriend. And again, it's like, we can do our best, but in the end, like, people can do what they want with their money. And like, we're only here just to try to protect them, saying, this looks fishy, this seems scammy. How do you know this person? They're telling you to scan their QR code and you put money in the machine. It's like, all of them are scams. Like, we can warn them as much as you want. Like, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. So we're still just going to do our best to try to help prevent as much scams as we can, but that is a good rule with a $3,000 limit, 72-hour waiting period, because usually the scammers are trying to get like $20,000, $12,000, and people are putting the money in there. So yeah, so if anybody's ever telling you to, again, put money into a crypto ATM because your bank account's frozen or your crypto wallet is compromised, just stop, take a look at the signs, and go like, well, how do they know my crypto wallet is compromised? Like, they don't know even who I am. How do they get my email? So there's your first sign. Check the email. Who did it come from? I guarantee it didn't say it was like a Ledger email. I guarantee that email, it doesn't say Ledger at support. It probably say Mohammed at star.hotmail. So just little tricks to be aware of what the scam looks like. So yeah, hopefully you don't fall for any of those scams, but yeah, I hope to see more rules and laws. Just see how they fight crypto ATM scams, because what more else can you do? So that is it, though, for all the news I have for you. It is a beautiful Monday. It is cold here. How do I say beautiful? It is cold here in Florida. It was like 54 degrees this morning. I was chilly. It's like, I can move to the sunny state to be cold? But Bitcoin is currently at $91,541 as we end this video. Our fear and greed index is at 41 neutral. So, okay, so we dipped a little bit closer. We're kind of heading into the fear territory. But hey, Bitcoin price kind of keeps going up, and we touched 95,000, 94. People will start getting greedy again. And let's take a look at the technicals on the trading view, see what the charts are showing here. Yeah, charts are saying buy right now, and the oscillators are neutral, while the moving average is buy as well. So that is it for the news, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. I will be back tomorrow with some more crypto news, as well as our class we have going on at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. So if you're a member, join our club, go to bitcoinben.io, or if you're interested in any of our club programs, give us a call at 941-413-8080. But I'll see you guys tomorrow with more crypto news, or see you in class. So everyone, take care. Love you. Bye.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine? Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.